Welcome to Through the Week. I'm Terry Jensen. I'm the pastor of First Baptist Church in Plano, Illinois, and I welcome you to my humble abode. This is my little office. Got a little books there and, some doors and stuff like that I keep closed because back there where the white door is, totally junked out. It's totally junked out. So I don't want you seeing that stuff. However, what I do want you to take a look at is something that's out of the Sermon on the Mount. It's out of Matthew, and we're going to start taking a look at what Jesus had to say about how we're supposed to operate in the world, how we're supposed to deal with each other. Now, we've been talking about discipleship, and discipleship has to do with what Jesus taught us. Well, not us exactly, but what he taught the disciples. And he instructed the disciples in chapter 28 of Matthew to go out into all the world and to make disciples and teaching them all the things that he had commanded. So here it is. We're going to stop looking at other stuff. Other stuff's cool. It's really interesting. But we're going to take a look at what Jesus thinks is important. So it might be important to us, He may have something that would clue us into something, you know what I'm saying? So let's take a look. Matthew 5:13 says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It's no longer good for anything, except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot." Now, what in the world does that mean? Surely Jesus could have talked in English, right? Well, maybe no. I think he spoke in Aramaic. So, the point that I'm trying to make is this. It's kind of cryptic, don't you think? You are the salt of the earth. If salt loses its saltiness, it's good for nothing. Well, what does that have to do with? Could it be a metaphor? You are the salt of the earth. Now, salt makes stuff taste better. It also makes your blood pressure go up. But salt does preserve stuff and keep it fresher. So the old evangelists used to say this about salt, that you got to have salt to live. And the world has to have salt so that it may be preserved for God. Okay, I can buy that. It's a bit of a stretch, but I can buy it, right? So here it is, salt. You and I are the salt of the earth. Well, what does that mean? We are what is good in this world. We are what is good on earth. Now, for some reason, I just decided to freeze up, but I'm going to continue going. You know why? Because I'm a trooper. I just keep on going. Yeah. So here it is. You and I really are what makes this world better. Why? Because of us? Because of the way that I'm made? Listen, I'm no perfect stranger. I'm a stranger, but no perfect part. Yeah, there's nothing perfect about me. The only thing that's good about me is what I've obtained through Jesus Christ. And that, I think, is what this passage really means, is that we who are the disciples, we who are the followers of Jesus Christ, we're the ones that have to keep everything together and make sure that this world is a tasty place to live, yeah. But it's also a wholesome place. It's preserved. It's not falling apart. It's not rotting, okay? That's for us. We're supposed to keep this world from rotting from the inside out. There was a friend who Yeah, she put something on Facebook the other day, and she was complaining about uh, the viruses and all of the stuff that's going on these days. And I said, viruses aside, humankind is so toxic that it exists at all on this planet is a wonderment. You know what I'm saying? The king and I, such a wonderment. But here it is, folks. You and I are to be that preservative to keep humanity from rotting away. But what happens if we're rotten? What happens if we no longer have the ability to step out there and be that preservative? What happens if we're just as bad as the rest of everything else? What hope is the world then? Are we part of the solution or part of the problem, as the old saying goes? It's kind of obvious. Part of the problem. So, what happens if we lose our saltiness? Does that mean we've lost our faith? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we didn't have any to begin with. But obviously, we've lost something that is necessary for us to be that preservative, for us to perform our function. Maybe it's just that we've lost our will to be good. We've lost our desire to follow God. The Lord says if you lose your flavor, and we got lots of flavor, if we lose our flavor, we're good for nothing except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. If those who know to do right do nothing or do wrong, what hope is there? You and I, we who believe in Jesus Christ, are the hope of the world. Don't forget that. The next time you see something that's questionable or just flat out bad, wrong, evil, and you walk away, I hope you feel bad. And I hope that one instance doesn't turn into 100. It may turn into 2 or 3, but each time I hope that the Lord pricks your heart and causes you to move toward action. Don't stand and do nothing. Don't allow this evil world, this toxic world, to overcome us, to overcome that which is holy and good. It's only the good which keeps the evil at bay. Think about that. Well, I'm kind of out of here. Talk to you later, okay? See ya.